The Reds put the fourth offer on the table for Romeo Lavia. Liverpool have made another offer for Southampton's young midfielder Romeo Lavia. Liverpool's latest bid is said to be £46 million. The Reds' interest in the 19-year-old has been one of the biggest transfer sagas of this summer as they look to sign more midfielders ahead of the new Premier League season. Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai are exciting-looking additions, while Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, James Milner, Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain left the team this summer. Despite such separation, the Reds did not make any other transfers, except for two names. However, Lavia, seen as Liverpool's number one pick, is seen fit to replace Fabinho in the defensive midfielder role. On Monday, they saw a third bid worth £46 million rejected by Southampton as the Championship side remained firm. The Saints are demanding £50 million in the region for Belgium's services. It looks like Reds has finally revised that amount after a recent update. A fourth bid for Lavia is allegedly made by Liverpool just after the third. The Reds are now waiting to hear Southampton's final response. This whole situation has become quite painful at this point. Liverpool have made a mountain of a molehill in terms of consistently bidding below the asking price when it's clear Southampton isn't going to bud. The Reds must either raise the £50 million needed to buy Lavia or pull out of the deal and look to bring in a different option in role number 6. In the Premier League, Liverpool will be the guests of Chelsea this weekend. But it's pretty ridiculous that he left without a well-known defensive midfielder on his roster. Even if Lavia arrives before this game, it seems very unlikely that she will be on the field in the Chelsea game. However, if this latest offer is accepted, the Merseysiders will have purchased the services of a very high-ceilinged, extremely exciting young football player whom Pep Guardiola has described as incredible in the past, and journalist Jacob Tanswell hailed him as ridiculous. It would be unfair to expect too much from 19-year-old Lavia right away, because he's not used to playing for such a big club. So another 6 with a little more experience is also needed. But whether that will happen remains to be seen. Lavia showed last season that he can excel in the Premier League. He outperformed every other Southampton player and did his best to keep them in the top spot before they were relegated. An average of 2.1 catches per game over 29 league games underscores his off-the-ball quality. But he was also a player who proved good in tight spaces and got the ball in a half-turn and completed 86% of his passes for a struggling Saints last season. Ben Doak is ready for real competition. Liverpool wrapped up their pre-season preparations with a 3-1 win over Darmstadt, and players' eyes are now firmly on the bigger things to come. Goals from Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz were enough to secure a third win out of 5 fixtures this summer. But concerns remain about the high streak, which has appeared many times in friendly matches. Ben Doak was one of the pre-season glowing players for the Reds and will be hoping to continue to take minutes for the first team in 2023-2024. The young player took to social media after the match, emphasizing that real work is about to happen, and expressed his belief that he will be more interested in the A-team this season. His sentiments were echoed by Liverpool's new captain Virgil van Dijk, and he hopes to have the opportunity to lift some silverware for the club in May. Alexis Mac Allister quickly settled into her life in Liverpool and put on impressive performances in a red shirt over the summer. The World Cup winner joins his South American friend Diaz, leaving the pre-season behind and turning his attention to the start of the new campaign this weekend. Young James McConnell emerged as another exciting talent from his summer adventures and emerged as one of the tried options at position 6 due to the lack of a well-known defensive midfielder on the roster. Cody Gakpo has also found himself playing in a new position as he dropped into midfield at various points this summer. He allowed Jürgen Klopp to field an extra member of his forward line. The Dutch were once again justifiably pleased with their work tonight and made a solid claim to be on the team roster this Sunday against Chelsea. One man who can also hope to take his place in the front trio is Jota, who scored his 4th pre-season goal in a 3-1 win to level up with Darwin Núñez in 5 summer fixtures. Like players, fans will be fully focused on the start of the Premier League season this weekend. Because the Reds want a quick start against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Coach Klopp gave some hints on team selection by picking a strong side against Darmstadt from the start and giving them all at least an hour before moving things. McAllister was the latest player to be demoted to number 6 and seemed extremely comfortable doing it. Now eyes will be on the starting 11 on Sunday. Schmadtke really likes Ryan Gravenberch. Liverpool's transfer target Ryan Gravenberch is open to the idea of leaving Bayern Munich this summer to join the Reds, according to journalist Fabrizio Romano. The 21-year-old was in the spotlight with his transfer to Anfield during the summer transfer window and is seen as one of many midfield options to come and support this area of the pitch. After signing Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, talk about a move for Gravenberch has generally cooled, but rumors have been starting to return again in recent days. The Dutch player transferred from Ajax to Bayern last summer, but struggled to make a steady start in his first season there. He only started 3 Bundesliga games last season and instead had to settle for a squad role. Romano said Gravenberch would be open to trading Bayern for Liverpool in the current transfer window. Georg Schmadtke and Jürgen Klopp love Ryan Gravenberch 100%. The player is also open to the idea of making a move. That's why Ryan Gravenberch wants to talk to Bayern again to clarify his position. It's not an easy thing to talk to Bayern when they say no. The only way to make it happen is on the player's side. That is, if the player goes there and says, okay, sell me out because I don't want to stay here. But right now he didn't go there and say let me go. It's something that's still in the early stages between Gravenberch and Bayern, and at the moment Liverpool is just on hold, he said. Liverpool still see Gravenberch as a good option to bring in this summer. The Netherlands national team player has been called a better version of Pogba by former Ajax coach Brian Tevreden. However, the Bayern man is arguably the best at number 8 out of the box in McAllister and Szoboszlai's mold, rather than Liverpool coming in and playing Fabinho's number 6 role. Signing him and other new players will give the midfield more alternative options. It can be assumed that if Gravenberch arrives, he believes Klopp can improve as number 6, but he will more likely take on the number 8 ahead of that role. The young talent is only 21 years old and definitely has a long career to thrive. It was reported recently that Bayern Munich coach Tuchel may consider him in his squad, but is not in their main plans. Gravenberch really wants to go to a team where he can play because he doesn't want to stay in the background. Therefore, Liverpool could be an attractive option for him. Liverpool's fight in the Europa League this season could help them get more chances to play,